Good morning, everybody. It's Cowboy. It is Thursday, I believe. Thursday, the 16th of January. And looks like the year is starting to kind of take off a little bit. You know, that first week or two of the year tends to be pretty slow. Then we have the CPI data, and the CPI data added a little fuel to the fire. And I think what happened was, and it happened right as we were doing this show yesterday. And I think a lot of money was on the sidelines. And look, real or not, the CPI does affect things, right? There's a lot of conversations around, oh, well, the CPI is just fudged. And yes, it probably is. No one really knows because the BLS and all the rest of the agencies who put that data together, they don't really tell us what their formula is. They give us some clues. But long story short, when you don't know the recipe, you really don't know the veracity of such things. So, in the meantime, what we're left to do is understand that despite that, it's going to move markets, right? Despite real or not, fudged or not, it's going to move markets. And it did push markets up pretty hard and pretty high. So that's why we see this move up from Bitcoin. Now, I drew this yesterday, coming true pretty accurately. And I think what we're going to see is just a little more sideways action with Bitcoin here, right? So where it is right now, I think it needs to overcome some sell-off, a little bit of pullback, but I think the market is thirsty for Bitcoin. I think there's just some profit taking, and I think it may come down to about 98,000 and continue to go. So I think that's what we're looking at here. In fact, I could do a little bit of figuring here and see if we can get what's the most likely place for that to happen. So we're going to do a fixed range. Yeah, I think it's not going to go much below 98.5. I think that's you're probably have seen what there is to see on the pullback. There's always that chance that this all acts like one large impulse and we see it pull back deeper. So I'll do a contingency plan to see what that might be. And that would be about 97,000. So it could pull back to 97 or 98.5 and then continue up. It does look like it wants to head up, though. The algos are looking more and more bullish as time goes on. So that's pretty good news for anybody who's in crypto. We got V the Guerilla in the room with us. How are you doing, sir?
Good morning, my man. How are you?
Doing good. You sound like you're on a weird microphone. You sound like you're far away or quiet or something.
How about now?
That's a lot better.
Yeah, I had to adjust my earpiece.
Oh, okay. All right. What were you doing with it? Were you?
I had it in my mouth.
Oh, okay. Because that's
Yeah,
like.
I like to, just deep throat my earpiece.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
Yeah, what's XRP at right now?
330-ish.
Yep.
Yeah, 331. It's going off. Yeah, somebody mentioned it in the comments. So XRP definitely taking off, and we talked about this. When it breaks its highs, that's when I get interested. So it broke that $2-ish high. Now it's broken. I don't know if this is an all-time high. Let's look at the history of XRP.
I don't know.
Let's take a look at that.
I don't know.
Dude, I think its all-time high was like 320. So I think you're now sitting at an all-time high if memory serves. Okay, we need an older. Here we go. No, XRP. That's market cap. Binance. Where? I think it's gonna be on maybe Binance. No, Bitfinex probably has the oldest data. Yeah, see, it's right at the all-time high. So the all-time high was right where it is right now. It's already broken that, and now it's just kind of pulling back a little bit. So there you go. And it's probably got nothing to do with the that fake news event that we talked about just yesterday or whatever that was. That's nothing to do with it. So there we are. Good to go. And it should continue up. It broke that $3 mark, and one of our members asked me where I thought it would go. I said, well, if it holds at 3, then it'll probably go up a little bit higher. What did I tell him yesterday? I got to look in the notes actually how that went. Yeah, there it is, 320. Ask me what my next target is. Well, real simple. What I'll do is I will impose a Fibonacci tool on top of where this is. And next target's about 430. $4.30. That's the next target on Ripple. And we'll see if we can do it. Historically, It's been under the pressure of a lawsuit from the SEC. There has been some fake news. I doubt that has anything to do with what's going on with Ripple, though. I think Ripple's just finally doing what it's going to do. There was a mention in the chat about Bank of America using it for liquidity. Oh, we got. Hey, what's up, brother? Good to see you in here. It's a friend of mine right there. Bank of America has been using Ripple for a like a liquidity solution for quite some time, so that's actually nothing new. So just understand that there is a comment about that, like, oh, it's being used for this or that, and it's been B of A has been using them for ODL for like I think like 3 or 4 years. So that's probably not the reason why this is going up, unless they decided to use them for a new reason, right? But they've been using ODL for a long time, which occurs on the chain. And what I said just the other day was that it needs to Ripple needs to be used a lot for its market cap to rise because it's got a massive supply and it's a very quick transaction. So the quicker the transaction, the less time any kind of capital will stay as Ripple, right? So if it's a liquidity solution and people are just using it to go from one place to another and then it gets back out of Ripple, it's not going to stay in Ripple for very long, right? So it's a very fast transaction. So it would be needed to be used for a lot for it to really go up high. And via the Guerilla, what's your opinion on all that?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I was just saying Ripple, in order for Ripple to really have a large price, it's a very fast transaction. It's not as fast as Solana, I don't think, but it's still pretty fast. It's like faster than credit cards. I want to say it's 10,000 TPS, and that's if they haven't improved it. That's transactions per second. So if you want Ripple to be a large market cap, if you want it to have a very high price, unless people are holding their money and storing it as Ripple, then you'd have to have a lot of transactions going through Ripple. So do you think there's going to be a time when we see a lot of transactions going through Ripple?
Yeah, I think there'll be a time, but we're nowhere near that time.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, and Be Good's actually in the private chat. Just so you know, it's always better. I may not be looking at the private chat for those of you who are in Algo Factory. So go ahead and ask those questions over on the YouTube chat if you could. That way, I have a much more higher likelihood of actually seeing your question. But one of the individuals in our chat group is asking, to revisit that conversation, why you seem to think it's going to be, I don't want to say the price that you mentioned in the private lab, but why is it that you have confidence in XRP?
It's the only crypto that has passed the scrutiny and the test. I mean, XRP has passed scrutiny that Bitcoin has yet to pass. That's the big reason why. It's been every institutional grade scrutiny and compliance issue has been completely just leaped over by XRP. XRP has surpassed all that, has met the mark, so to speak. And no other crypto has done that. Everything else is just a bullshit coin. Literally
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's see here. Give me one moment. Sorry about that. So do you have any other coins while we've got the glorious V, the Guerilla? Do you have any other coins that you seem to that like fit in that realm?
I mean that passed the institutional
muster, yeah.
Yeah, the institutional cavity search. No, there's no other coin that even comes close. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You got me, bro.
Great cavity search.
That was awesome.
The only coin that's done that is XRP.
Okay.
Not even Bitcoin.
No, well, I know Ethereum was kind of popular with those types there for a minute, right?
Nah, Ethereum's a dumpster fire, right? I see a future where there is no Ethereum because it's a shit show.
Gotcha.
It's a speculative thing. Enjoy it for what it is. Take your profits, and that's great. But I think I'm telling you right now, dude, Solana's the one to watch. If I were to talk to any one of my institutional buddies, hey, what do you guys like? You like Ethereum? You like Solana? 10 out of 10, Solana. 10 out of 10.
Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how I
But
see it.
Solana has like a lot of people in it and blah 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 blah. Yeah, so does XRP. You see, institutions don't think like crypto bros, right? Crypto bros all they need is a white paper, some speculation, and some FOMO, and they're off to the races. Compliance is another. It's a whole other ball of wax. It's a completely different animal. They want something compliant. They want something robust. They need something that's beyond just a vaporware or a white paper. And XRP meets that regard. Solana, in time, will meet that regard. It's looking way better than XRP, structurally speaking. And I'm not talking about from a trading standpoint. I'm just talking about from a technology standpoint, because that's what people are into. I think do you think institutions care like, oh, this is an immutable blockchain versus this is like the banker's coin. They're more apt to trust the banker's coin or the banker's blockchain XRP than they are some crypto bros, favorite blockchain token, so to speak.
Yeah, of course. Like, why would they? Why would they? I agree completely on that. Yeah. Those guys have been doing business a long time, and in the end, I think they have the capability to make happen what they want to make happen. So they're gonna, didn't you say part of the reason they like it is because they have somebody to call if something goes wrong?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Is they have somebody to call. There's somebody. There's somewhere to point to, and then the other thing is that the technology, the technology that's being worked on, it's not some some nebulous group of tech bros who are working on the blockchain and improving it. It's actual people with actual names who are actually working on the stuff. There's actual fingers to point. That's the whole entire thing here. There's fingers to point. And people need to understand that. It's like it's a big thing, man.
Yeah, we got some good comments here. Tariak says the thing with Ripple being a solution for banks is that the banks legally have to hold a certain reserve for the transactions. So you also have OMM saying that ROA stables are far more appealing to institutions right now. Now, Lisa Gray with the most important comment of all, though, there's no more important comment than this. V needs to enunciate Solana one more time.
Solana.
Nah, man.
Solana. That's my New York accent.
No.
Man.
You got to do it the right way.
What? Solana.
Solana. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Awesome. Well, it's been fun. And what we're going to do next is, as soon as I can get this open, we're going to move on to the private live lab. So we do this every weekday. That's Tuesday through Friday. We don't do it every single weekday, but we go ahead and talk to everybody for about 10 minutes, and we move over to the private live lab. And for anybody who's been watching, there's the Sunday video, the recorded one that I put out, and then there's, of course, our daily videos that we have. And long story short, I'm pretty darn accurate. The predictions I make are accurate. Now, nobody's always right, but as long as you're more right than you are wrong, and as long as you win more than you lose when you win, then this is a way to extract money from these markets. And if you want to know how it's done, if you want to see it done, come on over to algofactory.tech. We'll show you what's going on. In the meantime, we are going to hop off. We're going to talk to our private live lab. We're going to get the real dope on what's happening as V the Guerilla guides us through the macro and talks about what's happened on Wall Street. And then if anybody has any charting requests, I go ahead and let them know what's going on. So V the Guerilla, get us out of here, bro.
Yeah, listen, guys, we're the only place on planet Earth where you're not only going to learn how to trade, but you're going to learn how the macro and the micro works on a grand scale. Global events dictate what's happening in markets. Global events dictate how the market responds, and the market also telegraphs global events, and that plays into a role with the assets you like, whether it's Forex, whether it's crypto, whether it's precious metals. It's all driven by, these are all event driven, and then nobody keeps track of those events better than we do. So join us, algofactory.tech. Less than the price of a bottle of water while you still can. $1.66 per day, and I'm telling you right now, that price is not going to be around for long.
No, it is not. We keep saying that, but it's actually happening. So we're going to be raising the price very soon. All right. Never forget,
Join us or die.